Sanibonani, Dumelang, Absheni. It's a boy, Paul Mahlasela, Ohlasi, Omedi, Umabele, Sijamoja Kameleng. I'd like to welcome you to another banger, exciting episode. And I'm not rolling alone. Nontuthuzeko is back! How are you feeling?
I'm good. Nontuthuzeko Ndaba.
Sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. And we have Mkhulu Sishi. Boo, 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 boo. What's up, Mkhulu?
I think we must invest in that.
Yeah. The boo, 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 something like that. Let's get it.
Sanibonani, Sishi lo, Mandaba, Matendro, Baikulu. Ngihamba nogoba, Matanga Samahle, Omama, Omakezangobisi. I'm excited for today's episode. We listened, we saw the comments. People were actually calling me and sending me voice notes on WhatsApp. So this is going to be an awesome episode, I can tell.
And like we did say on the last episode when we had Mandaba, that she must come back.
Yes.
You're such a vibe, man. You're so much fun. And of course, our ghost lady, Mpho, is here. Let's just step ahead. The whole team is here. Mpho is here. Malanda is here. And we have a guest. Our guest cameraman, slash videographer whose assistant must be shooting today. Clifford is here. It's going to be a banger episode. We're going to be doing like a continuation of what we spoke about the last time. So we're going to, like the topic for today, it's about like dating.
Dating people who are
spiritually gifted. Yeah. So if you're trying to save data and you're trying to jump there straight, just go on the timestamps below and just jump on that part. But for now though, before we get into the topic, I want to talk about you and Mpho, because you guys, Amahlabiso last week.
Yes.
Can we talk about it for a second? And I think like you need to educate us here and there about like a few things.
So I want us to do like a whole episode on the cultural aspect of black wedding, African wedding. So in Joburg, you guys call this a wedding. Like my wife is Tswana, Mpho is Tswana, mina ngumZulu.
Yeah.
And in KZN, we don't call it a wedding. This part of the wedding is the part where we have finished lobola. So actually, we pay lobola, the final part of lobola, on the day. We call it iZibizo, or sometimes we call it umembeso. So during the negotiation stage, the Bakongi, which are the people that I send over my uncles, and her uncles will negotiate, and then they will say, this is how much lobola is going to be. Then they will tell us that these are the gifts that we want. This is now the fascinating part because it's two different cultures. My wife is Tswana. They don't know about his piso. They don't know about these gifts that we're talking about. What are these gifts? So normally it would be blankets, it would be pinafores, it would be dukes. And then for the men in the family, in the bride's family, they would ask for suits. Sometimes it's ridiculous that they can ask for an Armani suit. They don't care that you don't even earn the Armani suit salary. So they will say this is what they want, and you have to honor it so that the ancestors will recognize it. On the day, Tina as Zulus, we bring something called Intlagukla. Actually, we bring 3 goats. Some bring 4. So 1 goat is for the mother. That one is adorned with the blankets and the doek, and there will be like money around the neck of the goat. That one is called Ubi. Yeah, for the mother of the bride.
By the way, that's my mom's new name.
So the Tswanas were very excited about that word.
Whoa.
Like you're saying biggie, 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 biggie all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, in a funny Tswana accent, didn't sound so at all. But then there's a third, there's a second goat. The goat is now honoring the father of the bride. Now, again, we must have another episode later on in the year. If the bride, the father of the bride, never paid lobola to the mother, then the the father of the bride does not deserve lobola himself, technically. So then this goat will go to the uncle of the bride, who is now stepping in as a father of the bride.
Oh,
Okay.
Biggie.
No,
No,
Biggie is for the
Biggie is
mother
for the mother.
of the bride. This
You
one,
want to name the goat?
Yeah. Like she said, like, what do you call the one that goes to the uncle or the father?
I don't have the name now. I'll get it for you. But all of them have names.
Ooh.
All of them have names. Then the third one belongs to the head of Ukukhunga. Ukukhunga is timba of the guys that I sent to go and ask for my wife's hand in marriage from a family. Babiza Ukukhunga. Now, there's usually the main one, the main negotiator, the one who is Mkhulu. That one also gets a goat from me. Right. Then when we get to the wife's side, they must also meet us with those goats. They will have a goat called Indlagudla. Indlagudla is a goat, so the word Indlagudla, basically saying we are now eating together, is the goat that is used to welcome me to the family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is slaughtered on the day, and then we get a gallbladder and the gall inside, the liquid inside the gallbladder, is put on my hands and my feet. But Tswanas do not do it like that. They so much just spray it, Baba. They spray it. All over you like a shower of gold.
Everywhere.
Now, here's another complication. Tswanas don't use goats. They use sheep.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this another episode, because goats and sheep are actually not indigenous to sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
They came from India. Yeah. So when did we as black people start using goats? But anyways, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
So when we got there, we had to have a negotiation. Say, guys, get it. Granted, you guys don't use goats, you use sheep. So we will use two items. A goat that will welcome me, because my ancestors need to say he was welcomed with a goat. So then you use this sheep as well. So 2 gallbladders, showers of gall that were sprayed on me were from the sheep and from the goat. Then the hardest part of this is, and you have to find a master in this. In our culture, we have to blow the gallbladder into a balloon. It's not easy. Then we tie it up, and then you wear it as the broom. Throughout the process, as you are walking around, ancestors are now recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
Then we call upon the family members that are going to be given the blankets. So there's like a pine mat, utansi, where they will lay down. We call your name, we give you your pinafore, we give you your blanket, then everybody ululate, and then it's all fun and games. But before all of that, we have to sing. There's a competition. The bride's family sings louder, and the groom's family must also sing louder. I've got videos I must send you. And so there's a competition of who was, So in this instance, I kept thinking, Tswanas don't have many wedding songs. Yo, Paul, they surprised me. Bro, they surprised me. They were singing. I don't know what they were saying because it's Tswana, but it was beautiful, like song after song after song.
Yeah.
Now, there's another part that I always tell people. It doesn't matter what function you're doing. If the function is involving Amadlozi, you can't be angry, you can't be upset. So, in my instance, there were many obstacles along the way that almost made me lose my temper, but I couldn't. There was a moment where I put everybody in a taxi from KZN to Johannesburg. Now, mind you, my relatives don't live in one place in KZN.
Yeah.
There are those that are in Pietermaritzburg. There are those that are in Wentworth. Yes, I've got colored uncles. I'll talk about that some other because I know you have questions. You know Wentworth, it's a colored area. Right, yes, I had to go pick up my colored uncle from there. Then I have people in Umlazi, and I have people in Umkababa. The Pietermaritzburg are mainly my mother's side, my paternal side. The other ones in Durban towards Wentworth, Umlazi, those are people from father's side, except for my colored uncle who comes from my mom's side. That's my mom's cousin. They were all in one taxi, and they were all drunk, and they were all screaming at each other at some point. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, am I really going to make it in a 6 to 7 hour trip to Johannesburg when these people are screaming? And I'm like, can this stop?
They're fighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're drunk now. So now, the other one is saying, I know Ukukhunga Tagatai. And the other one is saying, how do you know that? Someone must have told you. It was just such a mess. But I kept breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Eventually I fell asleep, and because we left KZN at 1:30 in the morning. And we were driving all night, all morning. Because this is another thing. You are given a time. If your crew from your family is late to the bride's family, you'll be penalized.
Yeah.
So we were covering 10.
Were you guys early?
No.
Damn, what happened?
They came at 12.
2 hours later.
2 hours later.
Can I correct that? I was on time. Guys,
Cruella.
I am in operations at work, so I understand the importance of time. So me and my colored uncle, Uncle Mike, shout out, I said to him, listen, what do you think? Because I know people are busy now showering and they're taking too long. I'm ready. Can I go by myself and get goats that I need to pick up in Kagiso and go and wait by the gate by Mpho's house? At least they can see me that I'm there by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, Ndaba was there by 10 past 10. But
That's still late.
no.
Thank you very much.
But it's late. It's not 10.
No,
It's
no,
10
no.
minutes later.
Thank
It's late.
No.
Thank you very much, Mandaba.
It's late.
Thank you.
My crew wasn't there. Now, here's another delay. My crew is in a Kumbi taxi. Phantom. Right? So wait. The taxi association, Joburg, stops them along the way.
Yes.
Whoa. Yeah, of course. Like that has to happen.
Yes.
I mean, now I'm looking at Amadlozi and I'm like, guys, why are you doing this? Why are you letting it happen? So there'll always be things that will be issues after issues after issues. So now the taxi association is like, you guys are operating on the wrong route. We want money from you.
Yeah, like the
Right? They woke up the colored in my uncle. Now my uncle wants to fight them. Now, maybe I need to apologize to the colored community about that. I'm sorry, I grew up with colored people, anyways, so eventually they made it. Then we got there, we started singing. Then
No. I had to call to where are you, and you said that we must come and welcome you. You can't just get in.
cultural issues again.
Like we did not
Cultural
know.
differences.
They didn't know that. They thought,
Exactly.
we're just going to walk in.
Oh.
But, we know, someone from her family needs, because they can see the cars outside. So many of us they need to come and say, I'm so-and-so, I'm Mpho's cousin, I'm the one who's welcoming. That didn't happen. So, Smile Lapana, City Bros, big biggie, nicely.
No chochi.
Nothing.
Funny enough, he was talking to my cousin, Ukara. But because we didn't know, she just came in the house and life continued.
Oh, okay.
So,
Karabo didn't mention that the guys are outside.
No, she just said that I saw Mlu outside. But saying it in passing,
Yeah.
not something that
Something must happen.
Yeah.
Like, you guys must act.
Yeah.
Because she also doesn't know.
So sometimes those little things, we're thinking, they know, because, because we're thinking, we Zulus, this is what needs to happen. and then make better assumptions. Okay, as Zulus, I get it. I know. I'm
Yeah.
going to be criticized. How can you assume,
Yeah,
that everyone knows Zulu culture?
Itabantu.
Everyone else is flawed.
Itabantu.
They're going to cancel us.
Sorry,
We need
guys.
to be careful.
Sorry, guys. Hey, trouble wars are gonna start.
Yeah, trouble. We don't want any trouble wars. So, new obstacle. MC for the function, because there's a traditional part that happens outside the tent. Then there's a tent that is tent-stroke hall, because they decorated it so well.
This was so beautiful. I saw it.
It looks like you forget you're in a tent, like the way it was.
Like the moment I arrived, I wanted to get married. Like I was telling my.
No, dude. Many people kept coming to me saying they're gonna get married now. They saw this.
Bro, that was me.
Nontuthuzeko said that November.
That was me. The moment, I was late, but the moment I heard, I was like, yo, this is so beautiful. I want to get married now.
My uncle.
November.
My uncle. Uncle Mike Gallagher proposed to his woman when we got home. He said he was inspired. He's been with this woman for 25 years.
You lie.
Shout out to Auntie Nono.
Yeah, Auntie Nono.
No, this is our camera.
Oh, hi.
So I'm like, what is happening? 25 years together. And he says he saw my wedding. And I think the whole thing was about love and making it through difficulties,
And I think it was beautiful.
So you didn't make it in the speeches because the whole thing, even my aunt spoke about how I almost died during COVID and I had lost my job and I had lost my house and I had lost everything. And now we are here celebrating. It's like, it's amazing. It's beautiful. So it's all about, I actually cried when my aunt was speaking.
Oh, yeah.
I cried. I couldn't help myself because I think the challenges between families, there's been like a distance between us. But for her to come, I was really shocked. Like, okay, this woman is really coming. So my aunt, who is the last remaining female in the Sishi side, was there. To me, she's like a matriarch. I'm afraid of my aunt. I'm still afraid of her. At 47 years old, and she's 75.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of the obstacles, I'm told the MC has pulled out one of Mpho's cousins. I always solve problems, guys. That's one thing I'm proud of. I just go to Nontuthuzeko. I'm like, dude, listen, we don't have an MC. You're going to have to MC. And she was out of
Yes,
this
sir.
world. Yo, people are still asking me about her. Like, she may get gigs after this
You better.
to be an MC in functions but here's the funniest thing. The first line she speaks about, she tells people, I met Ndlulisi in the most difficult times of his life, and he told me he's going to kill himself. And he gave me a date and time.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh.
But who opens a celebration? We are celebrating.
No, I will motivate why I did that, guys.
Yeah.
I know why I did that. Looking at how Famlumus has come and realizing what we could have lost him, we would have never had that. So I am grateful, Uguti, it never happened. I am grateful that he's sitting here today and you are finally his wife. I didn't know him. I didn't know Mpho. I only knew the name Mpho.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time I Mpho, but I've never had the face. But she was this amazing being that he loves so much. And now he's telling me, what's going to happen to Mpho? Like, it didn't make sense to me.
Depression is real, guys.
Yes. So when he finally called me the day after or 2 days later, the first thing I say, I'm like, how old are you?
I thought I'm
waiting for a call, you're going to be gone. And he's like,
is this a call from heaven? Are you calling from heaven? How is it? How's everyone?
And he's like, no, I'm still around. And I'm like, oh, you're still around? He says, yeah. Like, okay, so you're not killing yourself anymore. Well, that ship has sailed. Okay, we move on. And
You
we
back.
moved on.
Yeah.
We moved on from that. But it's something that I hold very dear to my heart because of the amazing person Mlungisi is. I wish people could experience him like we experience him.
Yeah. True.
If you get to see Mlungisi for what he is, not what he can give you,
Yeah.
but who he is, the man that he is. I can go on.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I missed out there. I missed out on all the things, man.
No, but you and your woman were in love. Oh man, Joe, man, Paul.
I
That
didn't see
was.
them when they left.
Oh man.
At
it was
some point, I wanted
beautiful.
to go and get them food, but on my way,
Hey, but you were busy, bro. You were busy.
and I
that time.
completely
She was the
forgot
celebrant.
about them.
Yeah, celebrating that time. Also, Mkhulu was busy. You were being called left, right, and center.
So we had a king and queen chair that ended up sitting two people that we don't know.
You know when we got there? Yeah.
Black label.
Yeah, that couple. So that when I arrived, like with my partner, so when we got there, we wanted to sit there because we saw but then, you know, like this is the post chair.
Yeah.
But when that couple saw us taking pictures and then we moved,
Yeah.
they just decided that we're just gonna take over because they were also cute, man. But I was
And there were only those chairs, Shem.
No, eventually it was guys. It was some two old guys who were sitting there drinking black label.
later on, like later on.
But there was a couple before them.
King and
And
queen.
everyone was like,
King and
here
queen.
is and in their old age.
Yeah, but I remember also when I was talking and I asked who's not there.
Yeah.
And people are sitting like, don't be embarrassed. Show your hands. I know I'm singing. Show your hands, you know. And people were raising their hands and I said to them, please note, we are all going to get married. This wedding is going to open those opportunities and those doors. And because we are so full of love. See, shut. Guys, next year is shut.
Yeah. I'm in.
You understand?
I receive. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So it was epic.
I think it's a nice segue into today's topic.
Definitely.
How difficult it can be to date someone who
Yeah,
is
like,
spiritually gifted.
and I think I wanted to hear firstly from, the horse's mouth first, Mpho, because you are extremely gifted, and Mpho, she's also gifted, but you always tell her she has to unlock.
Yeah.
You have to unlock, okay? But for you, I just want to know, Mpho, first thing first, I think maybe I'll ask maybe 2 or 3 questions all at the same time. Number 1, when you guys first met and you guys started dating, seeing each other, going out, stuff like that, started kicking it. I just want to understand, when was it when you guys met? How did you meet? And also for how long? How long? Okay, maybe you can just fast forward, man. But I just want for how long did you guys date?
That's an age-old argument in this house. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
how long?
the first time you saw
Ask
me
Mpho.
and the first time I saw you,
Ask him
it was at
when
work.
did we meet? Ask her when did
But it was at work.
Okay.
The first time I
You
saw
tell me your
him,
answer, eh?
Okay.
You tell me your answer. When did you meet?
the first time I saw him, it was in January. I can't remember the date because he started at work early and I was on leave.
I started on the 3rd of January, 2017.
Yeah, but then I came towards end of Jan because I was on leave. And then people were like, hey, the new boss has arrived. And everyone was so scared of him.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming from leave. I've got the pictures in my phone. Here's the new boss. And the voice guys. Okay.
Please.
And then I get to work.
Sorry.
I'm from leave. I am sitting. And then the boss is just opposite me.
Whoa.
And I'm like, do I greet? Do I not? What's happening? And I'm loud at work, Shem.
You are loud.
But Shem, I was like this big day. But after some time, I was like, no, I have to be myself. And then I was everywhere.
Yeah.
And then he made a joke. I don't know
thank
of
you. I made a joke
what.
and she didn't laugh. And it was a funny joke.
To you, it was funny, man.
You're so offended.
No, but
Took it to the
more
heart.
than
I thought
anything,
this woman here, I shared this woman.
more than anything, this is the boss, right? And everyone is afraid of.
Okay.
So must I laugh? Like I was conflicted, to be honest. I didn't know if I should be laughing or not, but I was like, no, let me not laugh. Let me just look at him and yeah.
So what was the year when you guys met?
So, Mina, Paul, I look at when did we first kiss. That's what I look at, right? So Mpho looks at when did we actually meet, right?
We are women. We do
Right.
it.
So
we met at a place
right. So
that is not holy.
so Mina, when I come into any department, any company, if there's an opportunity for people not to know who I am, I hide it. So when I got to this company, I'm not going to mention the name of the company.
Yeah.
I didn't show anyone that I'm the new big boss. I even buddied the people on the floor. Even where I was sitting when I met Mpho, it wasn't a sit for the level that I was in. Usually people like me would have their own designated, either in office or, but I sat there because I want to see how people are working and what they're doing. So it was out of character and unheard of for what I was doing. So people were like uncomfortable. In fact, when I was budding with them, they would tell me their bad habits, their secrets, who's dating, who on the floor. Now I'm busy just noting. Then 2 weeks later, an email comes out. And I remember most people would come to me like, Marawena, why would you say you're the big boss? And I'm like, why? Why would I tell you that? We are all employed. We all have an employee number.
Yeah.
So I don't care about the hierarchy thing. They gave me the hierarchy, but at the end of the day, we are all one. No, hold on.
Just a side note.
Hold on.
No, just a side note.
Hold on. So then one day, every time I walk past Mpho, like as I would do my vlogs, my rounds, a voice would say, "Here's your wife."
Oh.
And I'll be like, "What do you mean?" And then the voice would be like, "Here's your wife." And then so it's, how do I explain this, Paul? You know how I read you the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Clifford, sorry I didn't read you, but we'll talk.
We will shock you. Please don't.
So I can feel things about you. So I could feel things about Mpho. And one of the first things I've always felt about her was that she's not ready to date someone like me because she's not spiritually awakened yet. She's still very young. That's what my argument with Spirit would be. And Spirit would be like, yeah, but this is your wife, she'll be good for you. And I'll be like, yeah, but she's not going to manage this. It's a very difficult life to date someone who's gifted like me. It's insane. Like it sometimes it feels like you're dating 10 people at once because sometimes my girls, they wake up, and then my wife will tell me that last night I said this to her. And I don't remember that. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll speak to them and find out why they did that. Because, it's also my job to calm them down, So they kept saying that this is my wife. So I started trying to get closer to her, and people started noticing because they would see that. So there would be a comment that, every time new boss passes Mpho, he grabs a chair and sits by her and speaks for a while. And I'm like, no, but guys, I'm speaking to all of you. But Mpho.
But you just couldn't hide
it. So then one day I just decided to say, let me find her number. So I found a number. No, I did not find it from the systems of the company. I asked people.
No. He sent me a Facebook message.
Yeah.
Well, can I have your number?
Yeah.
And I was sitting at home with my mom, and I'm like,
And then?
okay. We had that friendship kind of vibe at work.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time. But he was still the big boss. And I gave him my number. A minute later, my phone is ringing. True caller, Eric.
So I just wanted to know what she was doing that weekend. I just wanted to know a bit more because I was curious. I could feel things as well. Like, which is not like. I think I need to explain it a bit deeper. So before they pointed her as my wife, Nami, there was something I was feeling. I had
Butterflies.
Yes.
Woo!
bit of a crush towards her, but I didn't understand. But this woman is not strong enough spiritually. I mean, I gauge your spiritual level. So cope in. But guys, because he knew that I'm going to need this woman years later. And I really, truly, I did. And she was there for me. The way that God said, this is your wife. Okay, so I phoned her and I'm finding out what she's doing. She tells me about the funeral. And I'm like, yo, this woman, okay, sharp, it's fine. I'll come to the funeral.
Whoa!
Yes,
Hybo!
yes, of the funeral. Not the funeral, it's...
Hybo!
But I said I'll come to the funeral.
Why? Why? For what?
Because I know when I want what
Ah! And how did this guy...
So I found her at the After Tears with my brother Usbu, the one you met, the tall one. He's my uncle's son.
Yeah.
I almost said something, but anyway, I almost said one of uncle's son because he's got a lot in Soweto, but we don't know. Anyways, I found this one, so he's my brother. Anywho, then Usbu takes me to, because he didn't drink at the time. So I used to use him as a designated driver. So he would drive me around Soweto because he knows Soweto better than me. And I'll be like, listen, there's this chick from work, blah, blah, blah. She says, what's this club or tavern or what?
We are not advertising.
Maboni.
Bafokeng. No, love.
No, wait. Then I went and I picked her up from the After Tears. So when I got to the After Tears, she was already leaving. So I got there and I met her friends. Then shook hands, blah blah blah. Oh, when Mkhulu Sishi, yes, it's me. Boom. We go to Bafokeng. Then we have fun there. So afterwards, we went to the car, my car. That's the first day me and my wife kissed. That was, what was the day, love? Because I always remind you every year.
It was in July the 18th.
Thank you. The 18th July 2017, right? 18.
Yes, 18.
Yeah, it was 2018. So that's what I have, Mina, in my mind. But my wife goes back to 2017.
When you initiate.
Yes. So Mina, I'm saying, when the kids are asking us,
2017,
what must I say?
And actually started dating 2018.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's correct.
No, but I think we started dating how many months later? When your grandmother passed on and you sent me a voice note and for the first time you said I love you. I missed that part, unfortunately.
No, love, I remember telling you that I love you. And I even said to you, I'm sorry if it's still early.
Yeah, but it was your grandmother's funeral.
I was sleeping on your thighs. Who was driving? And we were going to...
Disclaimer! Wait, Mandaba, wait.
Disclaimer!
No, it was in the car. It wasn't sexual or anything like that.
You were sleeping where?
Yes, in my head.
He said, "Alale sifubeni." It's the other way around. Mama,
I don't understand, guys. Why are you making it such a big deal? Oh my gosh. This episode is just getting insane.
Okay.
But you asked Mpho, how has, because I don't want to answer for her, because I know Mina, because we talk about these things, Mina and I. And we spoke about it even before we started being like strongly dating. Which, listen, I am, and at the time, by the way, I was a Sangoma when I met her. Remember that journey of mine? I went through Hinduism, then I went to Islam, then I became a Sangoma. Then grandma comes and says, no, you are not a Sangoma, you are a prophet. Then that fell away. So when I met her, I was a Sangoma, I was operating as a Sangoma. So I told her that I'm a Sangoma. And being a Sangoma means that you can't lie. You can't lie to a spiritually gifted person. You can have tips like little lies, stupid little lies, but big lies are hectic. That's one. Two, when you're dating someone that is spiritually gifted, when you are in an area like a club, party, gathering, whatever, When that person says, it's time to go now, you need to listen.
And I did not understand.
And many times, my wife didn't get that. One time, we were at a club and I kept telling her, listen, they're saying we must go now. And she wouldn't listen. A few minutes later, a guy starts a fight with her and her friends. And I'm like, I told you. Now, I'm going to be involved in a fight now. And we don't know what's going to happen in this fight.
Tata defender.
You get what I'm saying? You know.
Protector.
So
Protector.
because that guy was now becoming an idiot. And I did not touch him. All I did was I just rose to his face and I said, he's shy.
Yes, with that voice.
And he just stepped back. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. And then I turned around to my wife and I said, I told you, Utibatia's hand, and get out of here now. And then she said, okay. Then we left. You know. So you need to know whether you're a guy and you're dating a woman that's gifted, and she said to you, honey, it's time to leave now. Really, it's time to leave. You don't know what's going to happen, you know. Sometimes, Paul, it's very hard, especially when we're dating people that are not spiritually awake. We pray and we beg them, okay, whatever it is that you guys are trying to protect us from, please protect us just a little bit longer. I mean, I end up begging them, guys, please, but my wife is having fun. And they'll be like, no, Lungis, tell her it's time to go. And I'll be like, we were at a wedding at one point, and I had to go to the car, your tandas. Please protect us. Whatever it is that you want us to leave from, my wife is really having fun here. I enjoy. She's young. She's also spiritually young. Just let her have fun. Whatever that's going to happen, just hold it. And they would hold space. And when they hold space, I will feel it. I'm losing my mind now. Because when I'm feeling like I can't be here. We shouldn't be here. So you'll start seeing me scratching my head.
And being antisocial.
Yeah, and then I'll go away. And I even told, in that wedding, my former managers were there. That reported to me in the previous company. And they knew Mkhulu Unjani. Like even in the coaching session with them, when Basholere and No,
remember the wedding. Because it was a wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, among you, the message so, and I was given feedback, by the way, by one of your friends. You were right, Mkhulu. Things were happening there that were not good. And that's why they were trying to get us out. So that's one. Also, there's an issue of timing. So, we are chatting away, and then they tell you in your ear, in 30 minutes you need to leave. And they literally give you time. If you don't leave in 30 minutes, on the freeway. Sometimes they just tell you the story. On the freeway, and it will affect you this way, this way, this way. So then you tell your person, in 30 minutes, I know but in 30 minutes, exactly in 30 minutes, 2.5. If I don't, this will happen.
Oh.
Then the woman doesn't listen. Because, or your partner is, when you're a woman, he doesn't listen to you. And then you get there on the highway, there's a massive, massive accident. And it just blocks you from your entire day. Or you get into an accident. Or you are tipsy and you get into... this is another one that I love. You know, before I leave Soweto, I scan the park and I ask them, I get Papa Police, and they'll tell me. I'm serious.
Like a superpower.
They'll tell me.
This is our ways.
So I'll go to my wife. I'll go to my wife and they'll be like, love, listen. Batigu N1 masamba kanje nakuzoba nalo problem. But batigu ngcono sihambe ngala aerodrome because akhona amaphoyisa but lawo ngeke azanimisa. And then nangempela we pass them and they don't stop us. And then if you really check, I would sometimes check, oh, ngempela, no, there's a roadblock there. Like they said there would be. So, umuntu gifted, guys, it's important to mlalele. I'm not saying people must run away from the police. I'm saying it's not only the police, sometimes it's problems like an accident that could affect you.
Yeah.
So, what else? I mean, I want a person who's not gifted as me. Angela ukuthi njani impilo yokudata umuntu nje.
Yeah, like she
bese siyabuya size ku Like things like they'll wake you up at 12 at night and they'll say, go and get your wife's phone.
Whoa.
And I'm like, no, guys, why are you doing this now? No, go and get your wife's phone. And I'm like, you want me to check your WhatsApp? No, don't check your WhatsApp. Check your messages.
Whoa.
Okay, fine. And I go and check. And then, oh, there's a loan that's been paid out to her. She didn't tell me. And then they're like, we wanted you to know that your wife is taking loans, but it's wrong of her to tell you. Because she's going to get you guys in trouble, especially because we made it in community of property. And then I'm like, okay, how do you want me to handle this? No, go back to sleep. You'll ask her in the morning.
Yeah, you can't just like, the lonely.
Exactly. That's another thing. Thank you for raising it. That's another thing you need to have. When you have this gift, you need to learn to be calm. So imagine if in that phone I was finding to my wife is having an affair. Still, if they say to me, don't fight her now,
you deal with it.
Yeah, you need to be calm and go back to sleep. Mandaba.
What is your reaction to this? What are your thoughts on this?
Guys, akulaleki ngiyakuvusa.
Exactly the point. Exactly the point.
Ukasiqoqa ndoda.
Ulala kanjani? Like
ngilala njani ngiphethe ngilala njani napho?
Yeah.
Hayi
nobody.
You need to be a spiritual soldier.
It's the one after soldier. He's soldier livuka manje, guys.
You've been given orders.
You order can wait.
Don't fight her now.
I'm not fighting. Vuka.
And then what?
I'm not fighting.
And then what?
Asixoxe. Kodwa ufuna ungitshela yona mhlambi. That I'm not aware of.
No, ayikho.
Yeah, and that's what they do.
And I ask you, sure.
No, definitely. Like, ubonile.
So, uba nusibamba.
Seqalile.
No, I need to. You are sure you have nothing to tell me.
But they directed you. They told you.
But I even now I'm asking. I'm not fighting. We are talking
ammunition. But giving the person the chance to
redeem themselves. Who is this girl? Onje. Ufuna ngikubuyela negama lakhe yini? Try me.
Oh my God.
Hey, but I am giving you the opportunity. Mara, we are talking. We're not.
So you can't. But if they say to you, so let me explain it.
No, before you explain it.
Noma ngingathula guys. Ngibuka isikhathi sihamba ngama 30 seconds. Asihambi ubuthongo upset.
But they tell you not to tell anyone on purpose.
Kodwa ubuthongo.
They're testing you.
Yeah, like, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Another thing, I think women in general, we are emotional beings.
Yes.
So that also plays a role in how we react to situations as compared to guys.
Imagine me, we slept, we were okay. And now I'm waking up in the morning because I must not say anything. Okay, fine, I won't say anything. When you are chirpy because someone is or logo is happy, and then you're like, morning baby, and I just like I don't even want to talk. Like,
and one thing about women, we hold grudges until the
rephrase. I, not we. I. Yes.
Until the message is addressed.
I mean, I don't hold grudges.
What do you do? Hey, wena. Bewukhamisa kanjani mawulele? Hayi man, ayikho.
Vuka, sikhulume like ngiphelele ubuthongo. Angisana buthongo.
In a nightmare.
No, I'm not nightmare. Ubuthongo bamfeni.
Yeah.
Nginesigaxa sendaba
Yeah.
nobuthongo buphelile.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's do like this. Because the guys have to fix something technically wise. They just have to change storage so that we can run. We're just gonna pause just for 2 minutes so that South America can change the storage and then we'll continue. We're gonna do that quick. It's actually second.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. We're back. And on that note, just we have to step a bit. But on that note, like Mandaba, I just want to know from your side because you've had a bit of challenges, struggles here and there, and shit. Like on the last episode, you gave us a glimpse with the book, you know.
It's a COVID.
Gila. And you're also spiritually gifted, right? Kulu has just said that, they'll show him, they'll speak to him, they'll tell him. But on your case, how did it happen in your case?
Okay, so I'll go back and my ex-partner. Before I dated, I dreamt of him. And I was dying. So he was driving a red. So we started dating, being serious. But also at some point, I dreamt of his grandmother.
Yeah.
And Ukukhunga appeared, at the time she was still alive. She appeared to be in white. Yes, sir. And I was like, okay, don't know what she was saying. I didn't understand. But Ubezana in this white light. I'm special, And we dated, and it was great, it was fun. But then things went. For one, I understood he was, but he comes from a family where they would practice. They are Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah.
So they generally don't. Right. And now on the other hand, he had swayed away from his church, his upbringing, his beliefs. I mean, he was a person of being a fool. And when I met him, he would tell me I was meant to be a pastor at church. But for me, I don't like judging people. I don't judge. So we moved with that and we were happy until things changed. And
I think you know what caused that change, probably.
Because he was doing wrong, Kimi, it altered who he was.
That's a very interesting concept. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He was not doing good, Kimi. Bear in mind, Magane Mali, I have all the money. I'm swearing Mali, corner. But he's just not the same. Right. Things got worse, they escalated until I. But now this person gives me this path. And we are part that he's getting my responses of saying, hey,
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm always like, okay. How? And because remember in the last episode I said Mangasebenza.
Yeah.
So I'm clearly Yasebenza man. Things are but it altered. It was no longer.
Right.
Okay, eventually I left him. The reason I left him, because of the abuse and the trauma and everything that came, so maungasalali, I will be normal. Because we're depressed, but you don't really want to accept to be depressed. Mangu imagine yourself and all these funny things. I take my insulin and think, I would have those thoughts. I would take the knives and look at him, give him scan, and where's the best place to stab him? One shot and it's done. But I also understood if I'm gonna stab him, I'll find myself stabbing him over and over and over again. And then it's going to be messy. I don't like a mess. Yeah. So I had to get to a point where I had to be okay. And we fought over Milimino. And I left the next day. I packed up and left.
I think that's womanly. But you can just fight over each spoon.
But I also understood Uguti, I needed to get to a point where I was okay with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. This is what people don't get in situations like you need to be okay to.
Yes.
As much as you kept saying, again, this guy, I was not at a point in my life where I could accept that. One thing, I don't want to hold you responsible. Get decision and then I say, but who pressured me?
Yes.
That's good.
Which means I will never recover Uguti I left. Yeah. But now I have something to hold on to say, who pressured me when only he was trying to. He didn't pressure. So I had to get to that point. And when I got to that point, I still struggled. Because life was not making sense without this guy. I couldn't grasp the fact that this guy is cheating on me. This guy is not sleeping with me, but sleeping with someone else. I couldn't grasp it all. And bear in mind, when we little madam, if my car is punch and I'm phone freeway into puncher, he drops what he's doing, he comes and he changes the tire. I need this. He drops what he's doing. If he can't come, he sends someone to come. Yeah. And he'll call and say, so my life was very nice for me. It was not about the next person. Right. But now because his spirituality is flashy timing. And me ngapha fast lane.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to drag me with him, siale, and also another resistance.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to. Okay, that's a story. Then 2024, which is now, I'm minding my own business, living my life. I need someone, but I've known this person for close to.
Whoa.
But we never dated, me and this guy.
It's been. So
this guy is taking me through this journey spiritually. He's praying, he's partying, he's using my name. I'm getting the messages in my sleep. But the thing is, he doesn't come physically to address me. He only addresses me in my sleep.
Whoa!
We understand? We fight in my sleep. We are happy in my sleep. But in the physical world, he's doing the total opposite.
What is he doing?
Nothing.
Mara uyongishekile. Like akangunaki.
Okay.
I don't get it either. But bear in mind, when we started talking, he said to me, I must wait. Me being excited over this guy, I'll wait. But I don't have time.
You don't know when.
I don't know what I'm waiting.
The suspension is killing.
You understand? And I got to a point where I couldn't wait anymore. And now I'm pestering him. And the more I pester him, the more he tries.
Whoa.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's also these guys that want to turn the So I also learned, okay, you know what? Let me leave him alone. But when I leave him alone and I start disconnecting from him, he shows up. Then I realized, no man, this guy, he has a way of getting to me.
Right.
Through prayer.
Right.
So he opened a channel that not everybody can.
Right.
Right. Okay. So me in my dream world and this guy, and he's a nice guy. We are campaigning for the elections. I've been campaigning for elections. I bump into a man engage with this man, talking politics, etc., and he's asking me questions. Now I can't. So I'm thinking, you know what? Speak to us. So I give him the secretary's number, but I'm like, if you don't get the secretary, call me, and then I will connect you to the secretary. Right. Sharp. This is before elections. We'll make sharp. Done. Remember, I have this guy that's taking me through it. I'm having dreams. I'm wearing a dress. I'm getting married. Kuningi man. Kuningi okwenzakalayo. And I'm thinking, it's this guy. Right.
The current guy.
No. Listen. This thing is And then 2 weeks ago, the last Friday of September, I think.
Oh, wedding.
That going to This man calls me. I don't know this man. I met this man woman. I'm not talking about the one who's taking me to spiritual what? This is a totally different guy. Lalela. Now this guy, I met him in name. I don't know his name. I don't know his surname. I don't know where he's from. I met him. I moved on again. Calls me. I'm busy preparing lunch for the choir. Can I call you on my phone? Oh, sure, call me. But I don't know who this is. Calls, explains himself. I am so and so. I am so and so. I met you. Is so. How did the elections go?
Oh, is that how you give the numbers?
Yeah.
Hey.
And I'm thinking, you are asking me about elections end of September. Like, who does it?
What do you
all
want?
know what happened in the elections.
What do you want?
So, in my head, I'm like, what do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah, man. And then he's going on and on about elections, and I'm like, oh no, yeah, okay, but you know what happened. But now I'm getting impatient. You know? So I think he could pick up, but I'm getting impatient. And then he says, actually, the reason I called is not about election. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I can't. Yeah. And I'm like, so how can yeah, but so now I'm thinking, hey, I'm changing it. Crawler, because I'm really not.
Whoa! It's him.
I don't know him.
Timothy.
And I'm like, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, hey, I don't think that's possible. I don't even know him. And then he says, it's very. Then he says, okay, let's scrap the chat. He's all shot.
Whoa! He's the one.
He's the one!
I don't care. He's the one.
So I'm like, I go, no, Baba, no. It's in March. This is a Friday. And he says, but anyway, calls me Nkosazana. And Nkosazana, I'll speak to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, Mama, this man just called and says he wants to marry me. And my mother's like, who's this man you take? I met him once, I don't know. But I'm not sure if Menga Kamugalang called because I only met him. Right. He doesn't call in the evening, he doesn't call Saturday, he doesn't call Sunday. I'm thinking, great.
Wait, like we know about him already?
Hey, I don't know him. Monday morning. He apologizes for the call. Why is this guy apologizing to me? Like, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
And he says, by the way, I'm just calling to let you know I spoke to my uncle.
Whoa! Akashalanga, this guy. Nothing, no date nyana, first date nyana.
It's
getting straight to
I'm telling you, man's gay, it's still water.
you know, kota nyana.
Some say it's still water. It's so sweet.
It's date.
Date nyana.
Well, like, you pictures of Mpho, you know, kissing in the car. You know, like,
dude, hear me well.
Wow. I knew this was gonna use that.
I'm always going to be.
Hear me well. I do not know that.
Oh. But how you feeling, like, in all of this, bro? Like, you still...
I'm laughing. Because I'm not taking him seriously.
Oh, yeah. But, like, just when he says, I'm going to send you the letter.
I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, this guy. And then he says, oh, by the way, I'm going to KZN.
Want to join?
No. I'm going to KZN tonight. And I'm like, okay, before you go to KZN, are you not married? Me. I don't know I'm married, but we're going to...
Whoa!
Polygamy episode coming up.
Check it out.
I am going to be your second wife. And he's like, yeah, I'm never second to it.
Whoa!
But well, unfortunately, this time, he's very bold. This time you're going to be my wife. I'm like, anyway, I'm going to KZN tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to see my wife. She's been in KZN for the past 2 weeks. I'm going to tell her.
Whoa!
How do you tell your wife you're going to marry her when I do not?
Bro!
And it's like, no, that's not the problem. Yes, you are going to be my wife.
Again.
And then he calls again and he says, remember you were telling me about that guy. I don't know whether you're dating him or not. Yeah, I had to call him and tell him not to bother you anymore. I'm around.
Whoa!
And I'm like, you're very bold. Very confident.
But hold up though, like, didn't you like dream about him? Because Mkhulu said something told him. You couldn't, I mean, like, this is all happening. You're not partnering to
I'm
us.
going to explain to you.
Yes, let's get there. Because no, it's like,
Someone is in a house.
and yeah, she said, oh my. And we've been recording, it's been an hour now. This, I voted, yeah, I voted.
So, this guy goes to KZN and tells his wife.
Whoa.
Calls me on 10 saying, I spoke to my wife.
She's ready to meet you.
No.
Whoa. Oh.
I told my wife. You told your wife what? I told my wife that I met someone and I'm going to meet.
Whoa.
And what did your wife say? My wife said I must never touch her. And I'm like, so you are doing all of this for umuntu ongamazi? And he's like, yes. Ngithi, what if ngina bipolar? Ngizokisa sibhedlele bakupha amaphilisi uzoba right.
Solution is this one.
So you think Amadlozi are sad? This is your person.
It gets better. 2 weeks before he called, I'm praying using a red
Protection.
But
Is that what it's called?
No, not necessarily.
I
Just
didn't
pray
use
for
it for protection. I was using it for...
Oh.
Clean.
So now,
Oh, they must take lessons.
Right.
When I zoom into my candle, there's 2 goats that show up in my...
Nice.
One goat and then the other goat. And I miss goats.
Whoa.
Oh, nyashai. And then, much later, then I fell asleep because I went to sleep. And I woke up and I take another look at the candle. There's a face of a man.
Wow.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. And I'm like, who is this guy?
Spider.
2 days after that, 2 days literally after seeing that, I dream of a man giving me a letter. And this man says to me, Tata, I take the envelope. He says, you're not all right.
Whoa.
So me being scared in the dream, I wake up. Instead of staying in the dream and opening the damn letter to see where it's coming from. So I don't know where the letter is coming from.
Yeah.
Now this man calls me and tells me he's going to happen. Now I am connecting the dots move together.
Timestamps.
So I've been fixated on this man I've known for the longest time because he's doing all the right things spiritually, but in the physical world he's not doing it. And remember, it was also a time frame. Right?
Correct.
So now what iDlozi does, you're not coming to the party, they'll bring in another person. So this one shows up, with 360.
Bruh. Like he's flying in like with a rocket.
But the funny part, Uti, 2 months before yonke le nto iqala, ngithi kumngane wami uMbali, tshoni ngoNovember ngizolotsholwa.
Whoa.
Unprovoked. And I laugh about it. And we move on from that.
Manifestation.
Hey.
Lalela ugayi uyalobola ngoNovember.
Whoa.
Can I ask one controversial question, if I can call it?
So yeah, I'm going to be second wave.
Whoa.
Polygamy episode.
Polygamy
coming up.
episode. I just want to know that if you dream of, I'll make you as an example, right? Let's say I have a dream and I'm shown that Luke can possibly be my husband, right? But then in the physical world, he is not husbanding. And I can see
They
that
bring in another gameplay.
this person is not doing what I want.
They bring in a gameplay who's going to do what you want, but it's not going to be you.
So my question is that, so in dreams you would see me, right?
Yes.
But then you could see, oh, this person is not,
Mlungisi.
yeah, like, you know. So now, so in your head you are like, now Amadlozi gave you this person,
Yes.
right? But this person is
Not coming to the party.
yes, and then how should a person then go back maybe Amadlozi, hi guys, yeah, I'm happy that you brought someone, but this person is not doing it for me.
They can see.
No. So firstly, you need to understand why this person is not doing this. So,
Okay.
for example, a lot of spiritually gifted couples don't realize the importance of Ukukhunga. You may be in a relationship, but Ukukhungananga. Ukukhungana, you are officiating the union between Amadlozi. And you don't use a lot of money, you just use Turan coins. Mkhandlela. Mhlambe Mpho akalungisi because you are saying because mhlambe niyaxabana, there's noise and like stupid fights that don't make sense in a relationship. Then kumele nikhungane. Kune-process yokukhunga. Ukuze kube khona ukuthula because manje manikhungana senihlanganisa amadlozi enu ukuthi hey, this is the person you showed me, and now what we are doing is we are dating. So Ukukhungana is Turan coins. Sometimes abanye bathengelana amabhayi, sometimes abanye bathengelana white clothes, abanye bathengelana white t-shirts. But in the case kaNontuthuzeko, where umlungisi lo oveziwe ephuphweni is not even coming to the party.
Not.
Mhlawumbe ufudumeza mass. That's what we used to call it.
Yeah.
To wenza slow. Then what they'll do, because everything in a timing yayo. Because manje njengoba befuna uNontuthuzeko ashade, kuna something that's been planned that will happen in the next 5 years that is determined by the union of her and this man, or her and an alternative man abazoyiletha. So exactly what you just said, Mpho, uyahamba ke mntu omdala uphindela kuphi uyophahla uyokhuluma nabantu abadala, because you can't just nje wenze noma kanjani masidila nesimo sedlozi. Usuyahamba usuyobatshela ukuthi hey, lo muntu engikhombisa yena emaphuphweni angazi kwenzakalani, but akuhlangani, bengicela ningiphe omunye umuntu because benginilindile. Uzothola ukuthi uNontuthuzeko lento akhuluma ngayo, it's something that she's been waiting for in the last 2 to 3 years, ukuthi hayi bo phela ayingihlangane phela i-relationship akafike lo muntu wesilisa engithembise yena, then ke bese yaqhamuka ke lo. But mawubona sengathi akwenzeki, uzokwenzeka exactly like uNontuthuzeko is saying. This guy omfonela manje ethi uyamlobola ngoNovember, he was told 2 years ago. So he delayed naye already, and he not ukuthi bedelay ngamasibongo. but not necessarily ukuhlela, ubenama-fears, ubenama-apprehensiveness naye himself, angithi une-wife already. This is not an easy process because kade atshelwa ukuthi yena ngelinye ilanga uzoba nabafazi ababili. Manje-ke sebemkhombisa uNontuthuzeko, kade bemkhombisa yena. So manje njengoba esefona, and it's very unorthodox, but Shane, iDlozi selithi into ayenzeke, kumele yenzeke. And izokwenzeka.
But then what if they bring you someone?
They won't.
They won't.
No, listen.
They won't bring you umuntu obhedane.
Listen
Even
to my
nalo
question.
obefudumeza mass.
My question is that they bring the perfect Lunisi, but then the appearance.
That's exactly it.
Oh, my kids.
That is exactly. It's not about children.
Guys.
I see Lunisi.
From Mpho is dating for the looks.
One thing
When I was asking,
Paul,
they like,
ubuhle bendoda abukho la.
yes. Izenzo zakhe.
Yeah.
no, I'm
it's
just
not
saying,
about
there's
the money.
people that think like
It's about
that.
Izenzo.
Guys, for me, I just want to put it out
Can we focus?
Ubuhle bendoda abukho la. Look at me. And then we'll talk about that in another episode.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
As we now talking, because I'm trying to follow Uguti, where is this urge that this man coming from?
Yes.
And now he's taking me through his own journey. And as I am connecting the dots, then I'm realizing, good, no way now. On this month, this is what you did. And he said, yes. Ngati, this is the message. On this month, this is what you did. And he said, yes. And this is the message I received. But the only thing I didn't have the face. Then I realized, Wuti, they keep showing me a familiar face because it's familiar to me.
Yeah.
But what they're telling me is there is a person that is there.
I get you.
You get it?
For me, I just want to say, guys, for stuff not to happen like the way Nontuthuzeko happened, stop singing the song, Can You Be My Superman? Because you've been waiting for him. But asking Amy, Ukukhungana, right?
Yeah.
Topic today, how is it like to date a spiritually gifted person?
It's tough.
Yeah, like you were just telling us about the challenges, some of the challenges.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add on?
So
I'm just thinking about my views.
because of everything that has happened, but I also realized that spiritually he's there,
Yeah.
but he's like Mpho,
Yeah.
but he's there.
Yeah.
He gets the message,
Right.
but he doesn't know what to do. So this man has turned his entire life upside down. Lalela, my family meeting angaphi, kuthiwa angazi.
Whoa, and I'm on the Mars.
Kuningi kungaka angeke ezinye sizikhulumela disclaimer ngabhela.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was telling him this morning, iDlozi in a tendency to, when it's decided, nothing is. And if people are going to be stumbling blocks, it will start removing. And it does not remove it. If your wife is going to be a stumbling block, they will remove it.
You guys are making me think because now I have another spirituality.
You understand? If your entire family...
Not necessarily death, by the way.
Yes, no, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
They will just remove
Are
it.
you guys involved?
No, why are we killing people
No,
now?
I'm born Paul.
I was like, capture, I was like,
No, not
No.
necessarily.
Yeah.
They remove that person from...
When it was.
You just divorce, but...
Yeah.
Because, the funny thing, Mina, I'm very anti-polygamy. Like, bona, famous thing. Angimazi vele ababunani. Ngingene kangaka sekusele ikhanda. Zozivalela.
Things change, right?
I am so at peace with the decision.
Okay, but like, what got you to that point? Like, is it
I have no freaking idea.
like, is like, but like, okay, is he married though? Is he married?
I don't ask them. Those are not relevant. Okay. Is that relevant?
Oh, he's that hot.
No.
Yeah, he is. Clearly.
He's not.
Hey.
He's like a regular
In other
guy.
departments.
He's 10 years older than me now.
Whoa.
So
Secretly.
it's a cool.
Yeah.
Right. But Mina, because I always go back and ask them questions like, looking at you, I saw you guys here, I saw you guys here, I saw you guys here. Now he's taking me through his journey.
Yeah, you're the one.
But also remember, because he's not spiritually there, we are still going to party.
That's where Ukukhunga can come in.
So they must khunga first, like so that like they don't.
So some people say umuntu one ulotrola twice.
Yeah, because you're marrying her and
Nature's like,
yes. No.
or ingilosi yakhe or whatever.
Yeah.
Otherwise, uzoba nale disconnect between the two sides, and then khlale kube kuba khona i-butting of heads.
Can you explain that, like the part of explaining Amadlozi work? Can you take us through like the whole entire process and why that is done?
So, I just want to do keywords because you've been asking this question and you haven't answered. More data, umuntu gifted.
Yeah.
We spoke about lying. You can't lie to them, right?
Yes.
Then there are normally fights in Ukukhungana, Amadlozi engahlanganisiwe kahle, right? Uzazi ukuthi ne-data. Umuntu one spiritual gift kumele ube ne-understanding naye, because sometimes iDlozi linokuvuka ukhuluma omunye umuntu, you listen ukuthi hayi akusasiyena kuPaul lo nokhulumayo.
Yeah.
Even maybe the voice can change a bit or the manner of speaking. Akusasiyena kuPaul lo nokhulumayo. The sex is amazing. It's out of this world.
I can't say anything about it. I haven't got.
Yeah. So that's another thing you must know. Low muntu mina use an analogy ukuthi they become like a satellite dish for you. So they will warn you if something bad is coming. They will also warn you makhona umuntu ozoshona mhlawumbe emndenini. They will have those dreams. So you need to listen to umuntu spiritually that might tell us something, because it's really gonna happen.
Yeah.
Umuntu spiritually gifted sometimes seems muntu.
Yeah.
And usually that's because they are also not very aligned to their gift, to their close, to their angel, or whatever it is that's leading them.
Yeah.
Umuntu spiritually gifted will almost always have some sort of art that they are attached to. For example, I am a poet. A lot of spiritually gifted people are painters, singers, writers, you name it. Anything that's artistic, they will have it in them. So you need to also be tuned and aligned to their spiritual gift. Umuntu spiritually gifted sometimes looks as if they are abrupt. Umuntu spiritually gifted can tell you today, I'm quitting at work.
Yeah.
I quit and benefit.
No explanation.
Like, I quit.
I don't like my
gone.
boss. I feel you.
I don't want to be there anymore. Right. Umuntu spiritually gifted is very good at picking up vibes that when you might not be able to pick up. If umuntu wakho ekutshela ukuthi Clifford is not good for you, really, Clifford is not good for you. I'm not saying
Clifford came today and he hasn't been good,
so you must know ukuthi she doesn't like your friends, or he doesn't like your friends. Mina sometimes ngiyathula. Ngimtshele kanye mina Mpho. Ngitlela abangani bakho so no so. Abekho right. Alright, and you just don't like them. Okay.
I'm exactly like
that. 6 months later. And I'm like, but I told you.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to be aware of that. A spiritually gifted person needs time alone. Sometimes, I mean, I'm married. I'm married to my wife. But she knows now. Sometimes I'm told for 5 days or 7 days, meaning you're in the other bedroom. And for some reason, Paul, Mangulala in that other bedroom, it's not to take anything from my wife, but the dreams are just vivid. It's like there. We are having conversations live with Amadlozi. They wanted me to be alone and the level of purity to be on another level. To not be next to my wife. Not to go to my wife and Jolie. No. It could be maybe my wife and I haven't finished iDlozi when it comes to lobola, no member, so nan, all of those things. And then when they still look at her as in dome. but sifuna ukukhuluma nawe ehla cela uhambe uyolala endumbe. And then I tell my wife, I'm sorry, I'm grabbing the blanket to uyolala. It can happen at 1 a.m, Paul. Avuke angisekho mina eduze kwakhe. Athi uyangibheka endlini, oh ngingaleni. Oh, what happened? Oh no, love, sorry, I couldn't wake you up because we were laying nicely. They said I must come and sleep this side. So it's very weird sometimes. Sometimes it can be hectic so much. I've heard a couple ebengilapha unkosikazi bebemthuma eSwaziland. They can say to you, hamba uyehlane eSwaziland out of the blue and leave your family. Uzobuya, you'll come back. Sometimes, dude, they'll say to you, hamba emanzini for about 3 or 6 months. Uyohlala phansi nendlondlo ngaphansi kwamanzi. Ezofike iklaphe. It's going to be another episode.
Yeah.
So kuningi. But the bottom line is you need to be supportive. You need to really understand. Number one, you must know bakulethile lapho in that relationship if when you are not gifted to support that person. But most of the time, like probably 60% of the time, a female spiritually gifted person will be drawn into a polygamist relationship. Reason for that is because yena uzofika at the point where abantu balayinile outside the stadium bafuna usizo. She won't have time lokengcingana nendoda. So if indoda has other wives, kuba easier. And she will get everything she wants. She will have a big house, she will have cars, everything she wants. But she must know she won't always be with her husband. Because yena, her husband is a gift. So when I'm saying kumele sikhunge igift yakho, I'm saying each and every person, even you, Paul, ongenayo spiritual gift, unendlozi, unengilosi, unama spiritual animals that walk with you. When you are in union with ubuhle, who's very much spiritually gifted than you, kumele wena ube grateful, uncenge amadlozi nama spirits akhe. Uwancenga ngani ngayi process yokukhunga. Basically, you are buying. What's the English word? English is so limiting, guys.
English,
ucela ukuthi abantu abahamba naye bathande. Because if bengathandi, they will make your life a misery in terms of relationship. They are so good, Paul. You can say something, unkosikazi wakho ezwe something else. And you're like, what? What do you mean? I did not say that. And no, ibona. They made her hear something else coming out of your mouth.
You can call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, kuningi. Umbali the other day, before I even knew this, met someone. My friend, I found you an investor in I beg this guy to invest in your business, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, I don't know. And this man called her and said, tell your friend to tone down on the alpha male that she had. And the sooner she does it, the better off. And I was like, huh? And she says, oh, Chobi, it gets better. I said, what? But utelo baba ngeke uJob, the man that is coming, very.
Whoa.
Where am I?
I get you. So I want to understand from Mpho's side, Mpho, because you said like you met Mkhulu Sishi and then he leveled up and became a prophet. On your end, how has it been like to date such a spiritually gifted person, and how did you adapt to it?
Please don't use the word level up. You said, I'm a prophet, Bangon.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that.
At first, I don't know, I was still young and I did not fully understand him, right?
Yeah.
But then, as time went by, and I was like, I want to build with this man. So we have to meet each other halfway, if I can put it like that. So I'm not from a family that's cultural or that believes in Sangoma, Klola, and all those things, right? So I was new into these things, right? But it came voluntary. I need to support him. yes, I don't understand, but I just need to be there. And sometimes, like, I laugh. Why? Because I need to understand the basics of it. And sometimes I'm irritated that I am not respecting or honoring his gift. But it's not me being disrespectful or anything, but more of me trying to understand. Because now I'm still learning in this thing, to navigate through everything. So why should we do this? Okay, after we do this, what's going to happen? How? The logistic of it. And I've learned that in the spirit world, logistics and timing are something else. So we just need to be there for each other, understand each other, and then, life continues.
But you must also remember, Uti, for every person that comes in our life, especially when it comes to his there's mandates. I, for one, get come to the right. So I'm looking for a job, right? So at some point I'm going to go work. And he says, no, you're not.
Oh.
Right, so closed discussion.
It's done. This guy is a man, bro. I'm learning from him. I'm learning a lot of people.
We are
One
inviting
day-
him to the men's conference for next year.
Yeah, he's gonna be outside. Yeah.
So you can imagine Umlu, Mpho, they're both working.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, his wife is, I'm told. Now imagine Umlu waking up tomorrow morning, looking at Mpho, preparing herself, going to work, looking all fly. Then there's a she's going to be crushed.
Yeah.
But because our cause we defy.
It's just what it is. So me on my side, just to share like a bit of story, maybe and talk about it for a minute. So I have dated someone who's spiritually gifted, but they haven't got initiated as yet. But they were told, so they are aware, and I was also told, no, you're not going to see, stuff like that. And it's my act, right? And talk about the challenges, like since we are still on that point.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, the challenges that we had, clashing, like she gets, like she will get easily triggered. And when she's angry, Mkhulu, like a whole volcano will erupt. It will be so hectic. And for me, I'm a soft guy, I'm a chill guy. But you don't want to get me to that point whereby now I cross over and then I become that Zulu guy.
Yeah.
I'm just chill. I'm like, soft, like, baby, But on her side, and I got to learn, and I learned that by watching one of your videos that you did, back then, that umuntu on Amadlozi, especially, if he was like in the cash, it's just on another level.
Yes.
So we would clash, that kind of thing like that. It was just hectic, man.
That's the alpha in her.
Yeah. So now, Nane, she hasn't got in it. Like, I think the way you've explained, your part, it was like the person who's already been initiated.
Yeah.
On her side, she hasn't got initiated.
Yeah, she doesn't understand herself.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of things, emotions,
Yes.
isolation, because she's very introverted. I'm extroverted.
Yeah.
Right? Totally like two different things.
Yeah.
All those things, she can't understand them. I don't understand them. But I always bring it to her attention to say, hey, bro, why are you like this? 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 But she knows that she's spiritually gifted. It's just not that, I get the time for her to, go do, the process, and stuff like that. So how would you advise, people who are in a similar situation? Someone who's spiritually gifted, they are aware that they're spiritually gifted, but they're not yet initiated. And the guy or the girl is just in that situation.
Yeah. So, firstly, you need to understand who you work with. So the main character in your story, the one that you work with, if you're a male and you have Ukukhunga, like me, for example, it's Ukukhunga, right? But my grandma was hardcore. Right? So, so when she becomes irritated, Nami, I can feel it, But that's because of my whole entire transition, discovering ukuthi ngiphethe abantu bakama. instead of Baba. When I was a certain Baba, and Baba was a fighter, like a warrior. So that would wake up in me, Mkhulu, even his name Ushag. So Nami would wake up in me, you know. So then it gets complicated. I have a spirit animal, the main one that walks with me. He calls himself Ubes.
Whoa.
He once visited me to introduce himself to me. He speaks through telepathy. It's a massive ball, like higher than this roof, animal that looks like a lion, but when you look at it closely, this is not a lion. And its colors, you know, when there's water and oil in the road in Zulu, you see that rainbow. Yeah, its colors shimmer and they change like that, but they look almost purplish, bluish, violetish, and you don't know. And his fur is shiny, and he comes to me and he just bows his head and he says, "Face." And I was so proud to meet him because when iDlozi phakama, when I'm angry or sad or crying or even climaxing sexually, he wakes up. Yeah.
So we can simply say that you're an animal in there.
And you know, no.
Hey!
No, come down, Paul.
When did we get there?
So wait. So
look at the Paul. Look at the Paul. Keep it up.
When I was
get
in
your mind out of the gutter.
When I was a Sangoma Paul, other Sangomas, because sometimes I would be gone me. But and I would be on all fours.
Whoa.
And my voice changed, like I growl. But this is now me. But when he comes, it's not me anymore. It's like, even myself, I'm like, when I'm observing, I'm like, what is that? So Sangomas would be like, hey, Mkhulu, we were sure what you're going to shapeshift. We wanted to run out of Indumbarako because it would happen sometimes in Ndumbi and it would just wake up. One time, Usbu will tell you, we had a fight, me and my ex, and my ex started punching me in the face. And I just went down, like our werewolf from my movies. I just went down and I started growling. And I said, Spook, get her out of here now. I said, Spook, get her out of here now because she's going to get hurt. She's busy, you're not busy, we are push, but I must be angry more. I'm on my knees. So, 3 men, Paul, couldn't pull me down. Look at this Sbu. Sbu is taller than me. Sbu is stronger than me. But they were trying. And I just, like this. And I said, get her out of here because I'm losing it. And cousin Undlaga kept going, hey, Superman, and I'm like, get her out of here because I'm trying to control the animal now in me, you know. So you need to know all of those spirits and you need to know how to control them. Because, you know, Black Panther, the movie, you know it's based on a true story, right? Of a queen that, it's not the Dogon tribe, that would change into a panther. So shape-shifting is real in Africa. So even Izangoma would say, they would see Utumlu is about to change. Nami, I would feel something is happening to me. Then I get scared and I stop it. Because I don't want to be viewed as a freak. You know?
That's the thing.
You know, like, ooh, this guy can change into an animal, some lion-like creature that we don't know. So when you start understanding that, so for example, your girlfriend needs to understand, okay, sharp. Right? Right? He was this, he was this, he was like this. Was he a nice person? Was he a calm spirit? How was he? Then uzofunda. Another thing that always is a problem for females who are spiritually gifted and they have a makehla. You will try to make love to her, but a kehla livuki. You know? And then push you away. Baba. The power, like the muscles are small, so just fazane, right? But that woman might say, Mkhulu, who's a pusher so throw you across the bedroom. Ati wenza. Like this. So she needs to learn. So my advice to them is, firstly, go and find out what forms are they. Do you have a dragon? Some people have a dragon that walks with. Do you have a snake? What kind of snake is it? In Naipi power. Do you have a lion? Do you have what do you have in you? Then understand Amadlozi Ohamba now, so that you can learn to control them. Because if you don't, you're gonna always have problems in relationships. I mean, I understand Amadlozi, including the spirit animals. Upubesi is not the only one. Many have come to introduce themselves to me. Yeah. And most of the time, their job, I asked Upubesi, okay, so what's your role? And he said, no, Mina Mkhulu, I fight the spiritual monsters. I'm the one who fights them for you. Yeah. And then Amadlozi army, the ones who are in human form, they fight other things.
So if your spirit animal is a cheater, does it make you a cheat?
What's wrong with you?
No, let's wrap it up now.
Look at
you must remember, Uguti, we all have these characters that run our life. Yeah. Whether you view them as weak or strong, they still run your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mine get to go, I mean, I have an alpha. Genuinely, I have. And we has been high. And when I get, like he was explaining, when I get very emotional on his phone, because now he's looking for the bad food. Mina angsumundu naturally. I can talk the whole day, but I'm not a person who go around punching. I'm not that.
So your spirit animal is a rabbit.
Yeah. So when I slapped my ex, you remember not to go where I slapped him so hard and he was sitting, and I was standing over him and I slapped him so hard and he went like this, basically on the couch. And I don't know what happened. And when I looked at him, I saw Inyembezi one year, but I felt shy. You don't see. But I think what he saw, he never saw him. On that day, I was like on steroids or drugs. I even took off my shoe. I said,
whoa!
Don't ask me why.
Yes.
And I told him one thing. Understand that one. If there's a dead body today, not mine.
Whoa!
And when he stood up and he came for me, I think he thought I would retreat.
Yeah.
I went to him. And in my head, I'm like, what the hell, Ntombazana, what the hell? This man is going to kill you. Like, what? You are so fragile. Because I'm very fragile. Very fragile. So, when I went to him, and he was coming, and he realized what I'm not retreating, he stopped on his tracks and retreated. And the more he retreated, the more I went for him.
Whoa! So that's like backing off.
And I held him, and I pushed him, and he fell. With his hands stuck like this.
It's a good view, but hey.
And I was like, Lalela Bafo, I will kill you dead. And at that point now, I was going back to the day he attacked me.
Yeah.
And I was pregnant. I was 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And I said to him, today I'm not pregnant. Give me your shot.
Guys, I'd like to say GBV is not a funny matter. Yeah.
This one is like serious. This one.
I said to him, give me your best shot. Oh, today's the deal. And he couldn't. Because I think he knew, today she's not herself. Angiyazi le nto engiyibhekile. Don't ask me what was wrong with me. I don't know what was wrong with me. But yabona mayilibele i-replayer in my head all the things I did on that night.
Yeah.
I wanted to skin him. And I told him that ngizokubhanditela mina ngizoboshwa ngikubhanditele ngibuye ngizohlala la ngaphandle ngiqhubeke life. But I also had to understand that I need not get to those levels of anger. I need not allow him to put me through that. Because remember, ngizomshaya ngimlimaze. Ngiphethwe ile nto engiphethe. Iyahamba ke le nto beyingiphethe lelo dlozi lami lisele. Kuba nosele nenkingi. Ngeke ngimdiki. Mara yimo sele nenkingi. Because I am the one who committed the act.
Yeah, you're right. Hectic. Please fill up. Oh yeah, we're wrapping up now. And then it's been a very insightful episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I hope we were able to cover everything. I hope that is everything that needed to be covered. But if you're going through this, please, back to the advice. Calm down. Try to figure out, like, what is your gift? What is your animal? Just discover yourself, know yourself, so that you know how to handle situations.
And be able to teach the next person how to handle when certain situations arise.
Definitely. This episode has been like the longest one, but please, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us your thoughts. Yes, we had to switch the setup. We are moving like some trying to find a proper place when we shoot. But please bear with us. Trust me. Your subscription, it means a lot. It really helps us. You see, we are really struggling like with a number of things, but we will improve. We just need your patience, and we just really need you guys to subscribe. We probably, when this episode is gonna air, we would have reached 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you for that one. But we are not there yet, so we'll talk about it when we are there. But thank you, man. Shout out to you guys for the support, for the love, and being patient with us. We'll see you on another one. Boom.
Thank you.
Thank you.